Ha ha! Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Listen, institutions need audited rails and risk controls. Retail needs true self custody and permissionless access. Tonight, I'll show you how FXRP delivers on both and what that means for XRP holders who actually want to use their assets, not just park them. We're going to get into it tonight. Happy freaking Monday. It's Monday, isn't it? Happy Monday to each and every one of you. What an exciting time to be an early adopter in this new asset class that is the digital asset space. Listen, my friends, you and I, we're playing a game that 99.99% of the masses don't even know is being played. And we are winning, my friends. We are winning. Appreciate you guys checking in. Do me a favor, hit that like button. That'd be really, really cool. Appreciate you guys checking in tonight. What's going on, Pookie Pookie? The Blue Rancher's here. What's good, my guy? Learned a lot about Hydro says, learned a lot about how to keep in range. I will be playing a safe or full range first. Nice. Very good, Hydro. I'm glad that you're learning. I'm glad that you're learning, my friend. It's important. Got to level up the skill set. It's important. Can't just be hanging around with the death grips on your ledger. Meanwhile, practicing ergodicity along the way. That's important. And if you don't know what that is, come on, man. Come on, you don't know. You should know the author, should name the name of the book if you've been hanging out with us for a while. What's going on, Last Opus? How are you, my friend? Look, this market went a little cray-cray, I guess, what, 48 hours or so? I saw $125,000 Bitcoin sometime. I saw it. That was cool. Yeah, I was over on Spark Desk evaluating liquidity pools. Yeah, we're gonna be doing some stuff over there on Flare, readjusting on Spark Desk for sure. Yeah, I did a deep dive on impermanent loss. It's important to understand what it really is. It's important to understand what it really is. People got hyped up to hear the word, that four-letter word, and they think then something's not right. You got to figure this stuff out. What impermanent loss actually is, I laid it out for the Patreon group for sure. Flare DeFi video tomorrow in the Patreon on SparkDex and Kinetic. Can't wait to start sharing that with you guys. Cannot wait sharing that in the Patreon group. Flare DeFi. And of course, let's get out of this debt. Let's get out of this debt. That's what Patreon is going to be about. Let's get out of this debt. Flare DeFi, getting out of the debt. The infinite banking concept. Let's freaking go. Let's stack that layer of wealth upon layer of wealth upon layer of wealth is important. Got to have that access to capital. It's important. And of course, Flare DeFi. Flare DeFi. Listen, if you want to know about DeFi and other ecosystems, I'll do coaching on that. If you want Solana, if you want Base, other spots, I can do coaching on that. But the Patreon for $10 a month is going to be Flare DeFi. Flare DeFi. All right, fam. So let's get into this. Some stuff on X, and then I'm going to get into this very, very interesting video from Hugo. Very, very interesting video from Hugo, my friends. Do me a favor, hit that like button. That'd be really, really cool. You know, we like to have just as many likes as we got viewers in the stream. Share a few things here on X with you guys real quick. Dinner is smelling really, really good right now. Central time. Dinner's smelling really, really good. There's the video. We'll share that last. I do think this is interesting. I want to cover this real quick. CNBC just announced Walmart's OnePay Cash App. This is from Bank XRP. CNBC just announced Walmart's OnePay Cash App now supports crypto trading. With 50 plus million users, this is big for adoption. Wow. Okay. Let me share this with sound. I didn't share that with sound. That's interesting. That's interesting, I got to say. This is a very interesting poll. Flare Networks put this out on October the 5th. Well, yeah, final results posted October the 5th. 22,000 people looked at it. 1,300, nearly 1,400 people voted. What was your first FXRP move? 24% said lend and borrow. I um, talked with the guy who's building out a project. Look on the XRPL. He wanted to get my take on things in the space. Jungle Inc. recommended he talk with me, and I talked with him. And I said, if you can come up with a killer lend and borrow, people would be very interested in that. So anyway, lend and borrow 24.3%. First move of XRP, FXRP. Perpetuals actually had 2.1%. That must have been the European crowd. Interesting enough. LPs 13%. 13%. And hold waiting for STXRP. 60% people are waiting. 60%. In any case, if you add those numbers up, 84 and 13, 97 and 2, 99% there. But think about that active participation. People waiting to participate with that FXRP. Absolutely love that. Oh, wow. You're done already. Huh? Wow. Done that. Thank you. I didn't expect that to be done that quick. Man, nice. So that's an interesting poll. I said great poll. 60% are waiting for stXRP. Cool. That's cool. I hope they minted already. Hope they minted and got some FXRP. I still haven't won that spin the wheel bottle thing that they got going on there for people who actually minted, bridged over, got some FXRP. This was an interesting post from Hugo. I hope you were paying attention to this. Hope you were paying attention. Hugo said on October the 4th, after a week of meeting with lots of partners in Singapore, I'm more convinced of the utility of what Flare is building than at any point in the past. That's a big statement coming from the CEO of Flare Labs. Big statement. That is a big statement. Did you guys catch that? That's a big statement right there. Look at that. We got 125 Bitcoin again. That's cool. That's cool. XRP over $3, just under $3. That's cool. Market's still doing what it does, though. Market is still doing what the market does. Let me welcome some more people on before I get to Amy's post. Amy from Flare Networks. What up? One-stop shop. SparkDex is where it is. I love SparkDex. I like SparkDex. My fave. My fave for sure. All right. So let me go over here. Appreciate you guys checking in. Let me do this here. Amy put this out from Flare. She's following me. Oh, awesome. Head of marketing with community at core, Flare Networks. Head of marketing with community at the core. Amy says, everyone's been talking about XRP5 from Korea thing to token 2049. There's no better way to understand it than going straight to the source. Firelight. Their wizard who has translated 50 plus Centaur researchers into plain English broke it all down for me. So I'm sharing the notes. Yield equals passive income. Your XRP earns while you sleep, even if you're not trading charts or chasing pumps. Real yield equals rewards from real on-chain, not token printing. My God, Make It Be Fresh covered that very point several times in this last two videos. Oh, by the way, Make It Be Fresh reached out. Yeah, reached out. We're gonna hang out, gonna collab on spaces and some YouTube stuff as well. Yeah, looking forward to that. And Firelight, protocols paid to rent your XRP's economic security. Let me say that again. In Firelight, protocols pay to rent your XRP's economic security. Why is this new? Traditional staking locks tokens. XRP isn't proof of stake, so you couldn't stake it until now. Firelight brings staking to XRP, letting you earn without losing access to your funds. Your XRP stays yours. It's important. I uploaded a video today, the difference between MXRP and FXRP. You should check it out. Point number four says how. Bridge to Flare networks as FXRP, stake it in a Firelight vault, and get stXRP, a liquid token you can trade, lend, or redeem anytime. No lockups. Withdrawals take less than 2 days. Number five is the one that a lot of people just don't seem to understand it. Security is built in. Point number five, security is built in. Firelight vaults are fully on chain, non custodial, and transparent. No middlemen, no one holding your keys, just code and math. It's important to understand that. A lot of things coming into the XRP ecosystem, a lot of stuff looking to extract. That video, I did a video with the thumbnail said, everyone's showing up to the XRP community empty-handed. Except for Flare. You should check that video out. Now, point number six, where yields come from. While staked, your XRP works double time. Use stXRP across DeFi, where you can lend, or in liquidity pools, or Firelight's ESS marketplace, where it launches for layered yield. In short, earn yield, stay liquid, keep control. That's what XRP5 really means. Now, I think this is very important about this mentioning of these Firelight vaults being non-custodial is important to get it. Hanging out with MXRP, you're not getting that. Understand what MXRP is. The hoodwink, the sleight of hand trick is promoting yield. Okay. But when you check the nav and you go to redeem, someone's already experienced that. It's already experienced less than 1-to-1 come redemption. Someone's already experienced it. I told you, when you put all those fees in there, you're dealing with professionals and market makers. They're buying low and selling to you at high on these decentralized exchanges. Of course, they'll provide the liquidity. Of course, they'll make a market because they know someone's got to be on the losing end of the trade, and it ain't going to be them. It's not going to be them. It's going to be you. So you got to understand that. Let the professionals hang out with that stuff. Professionals where they got equal tooling and they can just go against one each other. But retail don't have access, don't understand NAV or INAV, and don't have the tooling. Why would you go into that? Why would you put yourself into that circumstance, into that arena? Why? Why would you do that? Nice write-up here from Amy. Very, very nice. What, for metrics? So you can say there's some metrics on the XRPL by way of the XRPL EVM? That doesn't make sense, my friends. Does not make sense. And they could talk about they're getting yield because they're doing something on Flare. That's cool. Who's they though? When you extract the fees and you consider the NAV and you consider the fact that you're dealing with a security debt instrument, and you consider the fact that capacity to redeem an XRP is totally discretionary on them, why would you hang out there? I don't understand it. Why would you risk it? Why would you risk the biscuit? Hydro, yeah, aren't they redoing the tokenomics on Kinetic? I think they're redoing them. Kinetic is a big part. There's going to be other lending protocols, by the way, coming to Flare. Kinetic is being a big part for sure in the Flare DeFi ecosystem. It's been a big part. Big part. So yeah, excited to Mickey B. Fresh reached out. Very, very cool. So yeah, I think I'm gonna hang out on his VIP thing. by request. I guess some people wanted me to hang out there in the VIP Zoom. And then we're going to do like a Spaces and or YouTube thing as well, talking all things Flare DeFi, talking Firelight, all of those things for sure. I'm looking forward to that for sure. That's going to be really, really cool. Iman says, looking forward to the Mickey B. Fresh collab for sure. Yeah, that'll be a fun hangout. That'll be a fun hangout. I've only had like 3 people on the channel. Mickey B. Fresh is one of them. Solomon was the other, King Solomon. Yeah, just 3 people. So you know how we do. You know how we do. So I'm gonna play this video here. I think it's important to understand where we are and what we're doing, what Flare is actually building out, how blessed we are to be early to this next level layer 1 EVM blockchain, how blessed we are, who is on a journey for sure to grab market share, going up and to the right, on that journey of going up and to the right of the network adoption curve, otherwise known as Metcalfe's law. It's important. Doing a doing its own thing in a very novel way. That's important. If you're paying attention, if you're doing your homework, they have the holders in mind. They have the holders in mind. Are they expanding their marketplace for institution? Of course, but they got the asset holder in mind. And I think that's important. It's really, really important. Pookie says, I remember the one with King Solomon. You do? Yeah. What was the guy's name who was from UK? Forget his name. Who was on? They were on together, but I forget the guy's name. He's a real cool dude too. Real cool dude. That's right, Pookie. Flare is what Ethereum set out to be. That's the word on the street. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's fine. That's very cool. Very cool. So I just want you to understand that's where we are. We're early to a next level layer 1 EVM blockchain that is doing very novel things in their own lanes, interoperability, the blockchain for data, these protocol managed wallets, right? You got to get it. And the big players are seeing it. This is the reason why Firelight chose Flare. Firelight's big time, right? Centaura, into the block, big. I mean, Centaura was formerly into the block and some other thing, right? It's a big deal. They're a big deal. They've been hanging out with Ripple for a bunch as well, helping the RLUSD get launched. It's a big deal. Really, it's a really, really big deal. So Flare is doing its thing in its own way, and I'm definitely excited about it for sure. Flare DeFi, it's early days. You got to get that. It's early days. If you've been around and saw the Curve ecosystem, CRV, and how it grew out, there was a big value add to those early days participants. Big time value add if you caught it. If you're around, if you remember CRV and what they did, it was a big time value add for sure. What's going on, Keyless? The late of crypto checked in. Appreciate you being here. All right, so let me get into this video. The video's only like a couple of minutes, but I wanted to share it. Raphael Demore, what's good? ADE from UK? No, it wasn't AD. I don't know who ADE is. No, it was like a deep researcher, and I think it was one of 2 guys, like the really deep researcher. I can't remember his name though. Kayla says that's a cool sweater CJ has on today. It looks like one of those fancy fabric ones I see. Yes. Yeah. What's even better is that right there. That's even better. Huh? I'm going to wear your shirt. Don't worry. But it's so chilly in here. That's a cool sweater. See, I'm going to wear your shirt out in public. No one's going to say anything. Wear it out in public. I'm going to have to bring something to fight them off. Fight them off of me while I'm out. Oh heck yeah, says Keyless. Yeah, that's right. Fave, that's right. So let me cover this video. Well, I wanted to hop on here real quick. We could go with the numbers. Cool. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's cool. No, she has one though, Keyless. She's not wearing it though. You have one, right? Yeah, she has one, but she's not wearing it. So yeah, so look, we're blessed to be here. Early days is important to understand. If you Firelight is a really, really big deal. They chose Flare. Vivo Power chose Flare. You got to get it. Uphold chose Flare. Zhao Dao is going to be doing this with their treasury. They chose Flare. You have to get it. And never ever forget, they're not losing sight of FLR holders. People keep thinking that. They're not at all. But they with Flares in the team, Hugo and the team has figured out is you find out where everyone else is going. You find out, you understand? Find out where everyone else is going. And then when you get there, you show up with the product and or solution to someone's challenge. You understand? That's what they did with this XRP5. This is what they did with F assets. That's what they did. They took on a big challenge while everyone else ignored it and talked about other things like the blockchain. They kept talking about the XRPO. They missed the asset holder. The most important thing, they missed the end user, not Flare. Flare didn't miss the end user. Who's the end user? The holder of the assets. Flare didn't miss it. Took on the challenge. Yeah, think about a conversation in 2018 to the first iteration or the first finished product in 2025. Think about that. Here from day one. People keep missing that. Here from day one. It's fascinating to me to see people just pop up out of nowhere talking about, hey, XRP holders, we got yield for you. Hey, look, we come with gifts. What? What? Where you been? Who are you? That's what I kept asking. Who are you? Just showing up. That's what I kept asking. Who are these people? Why are they? What is it that they're showing up with? Oh, yield. Oh, okay. Huh. Interesting. Where you been? Who are you? Tell me about yourself. How long have you been building and establishing relationship with the XRP holder? Let me say that again. How long have you been establishing relationships with the XRP holders? Where you been? Not Ripple, not Ripple X Dev, the XRP holders. Where you been? I hope you guys are getting my point. I really do hope you're getting the point. Kilo says those are visionaries, CJ. Indeed. That's right. Yes, gifts indeed. LOL. Yield and frankincense. That's right. That's right. You know. I'm like, come on, bro. What's going on, JR? Come on, come on. They came to extract, not be a value add. They came to be extractive. They weren't in the arena with us. They were not in the arena with. Were they here in 2020? Were they in the arena with us, building out through it all? Yeah, I don't think so. They weren't here with us. I'm not interested. Personally. Everyone's got to make their own decision. But if you weren't with us, like that's the bottom line. You weren't here with us. You got to get it. That's right, Pookie Pookie. They were not shooting in the gym with us. They were not. That's right. Who says that? Shooting in the gym. They just weren't. They weren't here with us. Blockchain monkeys. They weren't. Rick Cisneros is here. What's going on, man? CJ, I've been a member in the MBF Mickey Be Fresh Patreon for almost 5 years. My handler name is Rico. Oh, cool. I will text you when you are in the group. I will text you when you are in the group. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know if I'm. Yeah, I know he. I'm gonna hang out there for sure. So people have been asking, get that CJ dude on. So I'm going to come hang out with you guys. Payment XRP was good. Rick Ross's voice, if you know, you know. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, indeed. So people ask, am I going to let up on this Midas thing? No. I'm not going to let up on it. I'm not. I'm not going to sacrifice the XRP holder for some metric on something. No, doesn't make sense. It's time for people to start standing up for what's right. It's right. It's the holders, the end user above the blockchain, the end user above the blockchain. You take care of the end user, all the rest of the stuff will happen. All the other stuff will happen. Take care of the end user, man. Let's pray that RippleX gets some form of light smart contracts on the XRPL. Let's hope for it. Let's hope they get that done. All right, so let me share this video real quick. Interesting. See, here you go. Let me find the right one. And I am sharing. I'm going to share what audio is checked. The box is checked. All right. Almost 8:30. All right. Institutions, says Flare Networks, require diligence. Retail users demand self-custody. FXRP and the rails behind it were built to satisfy both. Do you understand? Like, do you understand? FXRP and the rails behind it were built to satisfy both. It's what we all have been waiting for. It's what we all have been waiting for sure. All right, let's watch. Let's take a listen.
Our team works to make those institutions feel comfortable with what
wow, that's really low. I hope you guys can hear that. Let me start there for you.
Our team works to make those institutions feel comfortable with what we've built and what we're doing and what's being built on chain by third parties. And then I think, especially with the more retail-oriented people, you've got to build up a lot of trust, which I think, and I hope at Flare we've been quite effective at that, actually. We've
trust in there, right? In there with us, in the trenches, in the alley, with us, building trust.
Always been very decentralization, very non-custodial sort of structured first. That's why we built our own Oracle system and didn't just grab someone else's. And I think it's very important that the products that are being offered are absolutely ruthlessly truthful about whether they're custodial or non-custodial. Because honestly, a lot of the people in the XRP ecosystem, they really don't want to put their money in a custodial product. So you have to have a good mix on chain of your more custodial products and then your completely decentralized pure DeFi product.
I think he's sitting there next to the Axlar guy, which is interesting. It's really funny. Look, I like the team at Axlar. But again, just my personal opinion, this Midas thing is a rush to market product. It doesn't have the XRP user holder in mind. Does it? Best interests, I should say. So you said volume. Someone else said can't hear. Uh-oh. Now I'm sharing with audio. What's going on right now? You guys couldn't hear it? What's going on? Let me see what's up with this video. Let me see what's up here. Well, they said they couldn't hear it. The sound was all the way up. Let me share my sound. I got share with sound on there. Okay, let's try that again.
Our team works to make those institutions feel comfortable with what we've built and what we're doing and what's being built on chain by third parties. And then I think, especially with the more retail-oriented people, you've got to build up a lot of trust, which I think, and I hope at Flare we've been quite effective at that actually. We've always been very decentralization, very non-custodial sort of structured first. That's why we built our own Oracle system and didn't just grab someone else's. And I think it's very important that the products that are being offered are absolutely ruthlessly truthful about whether they're custodial or non-custodial. Because honestly, a lot of the people in the XRP
Right next to the Ashlar guy. Being actually truthful about this custodial thing. It's important. Really, really important. It's massively important. Don't mask a thing with yield. Don't try to pull a sleight of hand with yield. It's important.
ecosystem, they really don't want to put their money in a custodial product. So you have to have a good mix on chain of your more custodial products and then your completely decentralized pure DeFi product.
Nicely done. In the end, again, in my view, I said this before, Keyless, you probably heard me say this, Pookie. I've always said there's two ethos out there. There is more of the Ripple ethos where people take pleasure in intermediaries and in centralization. And then there's Flare Networks ethos that focuses on non-custodial and less intermediaries. Right? And for me, my ethos, Flare Networks ethos, most aligns with my ethos. In the end, that was the deal. Yeah. All things considered, for sure. What's going on, Michael Z? Is ETH staking mostly same as MXRP? No. ETH staking is completely different than MXRP. Two totally different things. MXRP is not any form of staking, my friend. MXRP is not any form of staking. You're essentially selling your XRP for a debt instrument, certificate, security instrument with the promise of yield. You're selling that thing. They own it now. You put yourself in TradFi's rules and regulations. So you have an asset XRP that's in this financial system and its rules and regulations. You sell it, you go into TradFi's rules and regulations. You get a debt instrument, which is essentially a security. You're hoping that asset managers are able to get yield. You're trusting the asset manager. You're trusting a custodian. You don't know if there is rehypothecation going on. You don't know what they're doing to get yield. You're completely in the dark and you're completely acting on, trust me, bro, anomics. Trust me, bro, anomics. I just made up a thing. That's what's going on. But you're not get traded on the DEX. It's on the DEX there. Yeah. What does that mean? What does that mean, though, when you're doing it on the DEX? Do you know what the NAV is? Do you know what the iNAV is? Do you have access to it? Do you know if you're getting a good price or not? Did you know that was an MNAV product? That means a NAV product. Did you know? Did you know market makers and professionals that dealing with debt instruments are all in that market, buying at the absolute rock bottom prices and selling to you at the top? Did you know? Do you know what NAV is? Did you know there's a NAV, iNAV going on? Right. Right? That's what's happening. The hoodwink, the sales pitch, the carrot is this yield, supposedly. But you're trusting an asset manager, you're trusting a custodian, you're trusting that they know what they're doing. You're trusting the custodian's name and or reputation. You don't know if there's a non-rehypothecation clause, right? You don't know anything. You left this comfort and you entered into the uncomfort, hoping to get yield. In the end, 30%, maybe 35% will actually just get 1-to-1. Just the 1-to-1. Remember, the redemption to XRP is capacity based. Well, what does that mean? It's up to Midas to determine whether they have enough to give you XRP back. Otherwise, you can plan on dollars or stable coins. It's completely discretionary. So just because it says instant option, you got to read the fine print of what it really means. You got to read the docs. What they are relying on is you not doing your own homework and your own due diligence. That's what they're relying on. It's not a great product for retail holders. You're at a disadvantage in every way. In every way. You know, not let alone they were clear in making sure that you know that you have no legal right to the asset XRP. They were clear in making you know in case of when crap hits the moon, you are subordinated. They made those things clear. You got to read the stuff, man. Got to read that stuff. Zed, what's going on? Have you seen the XRP ETH? What? The chart? Zed? The chart? Very depressing. The chart? Is that what you're talking about? How is XRP doing in comparison to ETH? Is that what you're talking, my friend? So, yeah, that's what it is. Again, I've gone through the docs. I would recommend that you do Midas.app, click docs, go through it all. The prospectus, the final terms, go through terms and conditions, go through it all. It's like 4 things you need to read through for sure. Understand the real deal. Nevertheless, never mind the fact that this is an operation operating without supervision, with no licenses and no supervision. That's just not a great look for retail. Remember, Chapter 11 protection is protecting them. It doesn't protect you. Regulators seeking to shut them down will put you at harm's length, not them. Because they'll be able to do Chapter 11 protection. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Do me a favor, hit the like button. I'm gonna hop off here. Dinner's calling for sure. Rick Cisneros says, CJ, the Firelight Vaults will be the game changer. Receiving real yield, not tokenized yield. ESS will be used in so many other DeFi primitives, including insurance and predictions markets. We're absolutely early. 100%. 100%. For sure. Firelight is the way for the XRP holders trying to get yield and hoping, in my opinion, to get that as safely as they possibly can. Right? Now, for us, more degen, right? We'll be doing DeFi with that stXRP. We'll be lending and borrowing. We'll be into liquidity pools, right? For sure. For sure. But the safe route for sure is just, XRP to FXRP, get that stXRP. Getting that vault is going to clearly define what staking thing you're going to be getting into. It's going to clearly define what you're getting into, clearly define how you're going to be getting yield, what the yield is. Clearly, all non-custodial. This first iteration of these vaults. It's important. It's a big deal. It's a big time value add. And again, Firelight chose Flare for that reason. All right, fam. I'm off here. I appreciate you guys checking in. It's a quick little live stream. I will definitely see you guys tomorrow. Just understand that we're really, really blessed to be here early to this next level layer 1. Versus now, 5 years ago, this was unimaginable indeed. Looking forward to hanging out with my guy, Mickey B. Fresh, here in the near future. It's going to be a cool hang. For sure. Appreciate you guys checking in. Do me a favor, hit that like button on the way out. That'd be awesome. We always like to have just as many likes as we got viewers in the stream. And if you happen to be in that 55% or so of people that are hanging out, listening to, and watching the Crypto Siege, do me a favor. If you've been enjoying those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. We'd like to take that number down from 55%. That would be awesome. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this, or perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya. Bye.